Well, hi there, everyone, and welcome to Monday Motivation with me, Laura Hamilton. It is so good to have you here. Now, actually, I'm going to stop myself there for a moment because after today, I don't think I'll be saying that again. And I want to tell you why. Now, it's not just because I wanted some kind of change, but because I think what's happened to me, what's happened to this podcast, well, it might be happening to you too in some part of your life right now. So, some of you may know I started this podcast back in January, and to be honest with you, I had no intention whatsoever of ever starting a podcast. Absolutely none. But for, I'd probably say around about 5 years, there had been this pull in me. It was a need to get some kind of words out into the world, words of calm, words that basically just said, you're not alone. Now, that pull didn't come from nowhere. I mean, if you remember, without us going back into it too much, there was a very strange, kind of scary time a few years ago. Back when the world went quiet, when we were told to stay in, to keep our distance, to stay in our own little bubble. We were maybe allowed out for an hour a day if we were lucky. And at that time, and without going back into it, because I know it triggers so many of us, but I remember at that time feeling this overwhelming need to reach people and to bring some kind of connection into a world that had suddenly gone very small and very, very isolating. And it was before we were all on, video calls with each other every other day. I certainly didn't have the tools. I think that's when, platforms and whatever kind of started up. But I just had this need. How do I give people some peace? How do I remind them that we're in this together, even from behind closed doors? And I didn't know what to do with that feeling for a long time. And then at the start of this year, I finally listened to it, and that's basically how Monday Motivation came to be. And calling it that felt right at the time. It was fine. But here's the thing nobody tells you about setting out on something. And this is things in life, whether it's a new job, a relationship, a path you were sure was right. You set off with intention. You believe in it. And then you start walking. You start actually moving forward. And somewhere along the way, things become clearer. Or you're pulled somewhere you didn't really expect. The thing that maybe used to light you up stops lighting you up. Not because you were wrong to start, but because you couldn't have known until you were moving, until you were in it, what you'd feel once you got there. And that's kind of exactly what's happened here. I didn't know in January that Monday Motivation wouldn't fit by August. I couldn't have known. Because you only find that out by walking the path, not by standing at the start of it, thinking it through. And I remember a while back, someone else's Monday motivation content came across my phone. And it was all very hype and all yay and all fist pumping energy and everything is great. And I thought, that's not me. That was never what I wanted this to be. As many of you know, I'm a coach, but I don't want to be the type of coach that is shouting at you to get up and go. I want to be the person walking the path beside you. Someone who's maybe stood exactly where you're standing right now. Someone reminding you quietly that you're not doing this alone. And I think that's the real message today. It's not the name change itself, but it's what it points to. Whatever you set out on, with the best of intentions, you are allowed to feel it change under your feet. The relationship you were so sure you wanted, perhaps the job you trained for years, the version of yourself you thought you were building. If it doesn't fit anymore, that doesn't mean you got it wrong at the start. What it does mean is it means you're paying attention now. It means your gut, your intuition, your soul, whatever it is you want to call it, is doing exactly what it's meant to do. Guiding you, one step at a time, toward where you were always meant to land. You can't meander your way through just sitting still. You only find the right shape of your life by moving through perhaps the wrong shaped parts of it first. That's what this podcast was actually built on right from the start. Not motivation, connection. It just took me until now to have the right name for it. So here it is. This podcast has a new name and it's called Connection of the Soul with Laura Hamilton. Now, some of you may already know that name. It's been my Facebook page for a number of years now. Connection with your own soul first. Then connection with others. With your higher self, if that language sits right with you. But I want to be clear, this isn't going to turn all woo-woo on you. I'm a psychic medium, yes. I know the power of spirit, the healing spirit can bring. But I've got my feet very firmly on the ground. And this is still about the practical. It's about the guidance that you can actually use, not just fluffy words that maybe sound nice. Because here's the truth. There is nothing scarier than feeling alone. In a world of billions of people, we can still feel like the only one going through what we're going through. And that is what this podcast is for. That's what it's always been for. It's not me handing you clever answers. It's not me pretending to be something I'm not. It's not me being relentlessly, exhaustingly positive. That's not what this has ever been. This is just me being my real self with you. Sharing what I've been through, what's genuinely helped me, what I'm helping clients through, the things I've learned from wise people all over the world, so that you know every single week you are not walking this alone. New name, same reason I sat down in January and started talking into this microphone, to walk this with you. So if you ever want more than a weekly check-in, if you're looking for guidance, whether it's through a reading or whether it's support that goes deeper through coaching or other things that I offer, then you'll find me at laurahamiltonmedium.com. But for now, take care of yourself and remember, you are never alone. Bye for now.